Hello, everyone. uh, where is my presentation? I think it's coming up. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, today I'm gonna present. Oh yeah, I forget. I can't speak in French. Yeah, basically I'm gonna do my presentation in French, but I have the slide in English and in French. So if you have hard time understanding like the translation, you can back up on the slide too. So hello.
So, hi there. Today I'm going to present on the issue of food sovereignty in the Maritimes projects that I worked on over the last few years to improve things, to improve that food sovereignty.
Is it normal that the slide doesn't? Oh,
So, this slide there.
OK. So, je vais me présenter. Je m'appelle Alexis Légère. Je suis originaire de Caraquet, qui est dans le nord-est.
Alexis Légère, origin Caracat, northeastern Brunswick, and agriculture has been part of my life for a long time. My grandfather was a farmer, and I see this picture picking potatoes when 2 or 3 years old. It's always been part of my life. I studied in biology, marketing, because at that time it was not a career that was being pushed forward in schools to become a farmer. But over time, my passion took over, and I say, well, I don't care what people say, I'm going to get in there. And next,
OK.
this is checking with the clicker. Present some statistics to put in context of all my projects and the reality that we have in New Brunswick. Suzu.
Ah, OK, ben là, je sais.
Everything, most of our food comes from outside. We're not really protected from a catastrophe and political danger. It means that our vegetables will not come in. It's a reality that it'd be possible there would be no vegetables on our shelves. We lost 46% of our farms in New Brunswick, and the average age is 56 years old. And okay, so I'm reducing that average somewhat myself year-wise, but my vision for New Brunswick since I launched in agriculture, yes, I went as a passion and entrepreneurship, but I was also a militant environmentalist before in the college, and I realized that in agriculture to have the most impact, I wish to have a vision in Brunswick of eco-responsible agriculture in Brunswick that will help our population have food sovereignty, but without getting poisoned by pesticides, and also to bring jobs that used to exist, but since New Brunswick invested less in agriculture, we've lost many of those jobs. Also, these are data that I came out from the NFU. I don't remember which document of yours it was. Who feeds us? I think was something like that. And the top 5 obstacles to succession planning, according to a new UNF survey, the NFU survey, affordability is the lack of access to capital, credit, or other sources of financing, low profit margin, the agricultural sector, the lack of agricultural infrastructure, and the the problems linked to markets and so on. Also, which program could solve those problems? Access to mentorship, to create incentives to encourage landowners to sell or lease their land, promoting agricultural careers from primary and secondary school onwards. They have to understand that, yes, I could become a farmer. It's an option. So construction of shared agricultural infrastructure, and then marketing and promotional support for direct sales. So why am I saying all this? Without knowing it, all those projects I worked on over the last 8 years would solve a big part of those problems. And I'll show you the multitude of different projects I've worked on the last few years. And you'll say, well, probably there were sleeps, but and and the answer is sometimes I do sleep. I want to sow a seed in your minds. Are there projects that I could apply in my community? Because I have the impression that maybe just not cut and paste, but everybody would have the possibility of startup similar projects. So first of all, starting my farm, I started it on the elementary school ground. I didn't have access to all that was necessary. I wanted to start the farm, so I approached. I picked up the containers. They had 2 acres of lawn that were not used. The young people were not playing there. Nothing was happening. So they allowed me to produce there for 3 years in exchange for teaching to the kids how to grow things. And now I moved my farm, but I continue to be involved in the elementary school to teach the kids. It's important in a region where there's so few farmers. Many young people don't know what a farm is about. For many of them, it's the first time that they would see where the carrots were coming from. I was laughing because at first I thought that, like, oh, wow, there's dirt on my carrots. And, well, it's coming out of the ground. So they cleaned them before bringing them in. So what inspired me, I had a few kids that asked me, where did you study to do the work you're doing now? And my answer was, well, not that clear, but you'll see I have a solution for that as well in another project. Many of my projects that I work on is access to land. As everybody knows, it's a challenge, especially for the new generation. First generation farmer to buy a farm or rent a farm, it can be quite complicated, considering that most people don't know the agricultural reality. But I'm lucky that in my community, over the last few years, especially with the pandemic, they realized that yes, we should have more farmers, we should have programs that support them. And the town of Caracat, I worked 2 years with them to develop an agricultural zoning program for the town of Caracat. Everything that's in brown, those are agricultural zone land. You can't do anything else but agriculture on them. So now those lands are protected forever for agriculture. Caracat is the first municipality to have started this, and in context in Brunswick, we don't have agricultural zoning. It doesn't exist. So it was one of the first municipalities to set this up. and I'm on the committee for the Regional Service Commission, the Acadian Peninsula, and discussing with other municipalities. They want to join that movement as well, so we could have zones dedicated to agriculture. So they're zoned, but not necessarily or protected. Are they accessible? Will the people be able to buy land, produce on it, or are people ready to rent them? And that's another. So another project. The other project is with the municipalities of Haute-Terre, Higher Lands, and Highlands. That's close to Caracat. It's in northeast New Brunswick, and they went further. The municipality bought all the agricultural land on the map, and they bought it and kept it for farming projects. Their intent is to resell or rent them at an affordable price to make farming more accessible. So to have agriculture in the area, since it's done. So in the center of the Acadian Peninsula, not on the coastal side. So it was had a good reputation for agriculture. So they want to see it reborn. And I'm the first beneficiary of this program. I'm now the owner of 10 acres for my production of varied vegetables, variety of vegetables. My intent was I don't want to be the only farmer there. My intent is to build a point of sale, a place where other farmers could also have access to sell their products, their produce. Not to have a 10 storage where we could have one working together. So that's my biggest project is training, working on for 2 years now. Still working on it, but it's moving ahead quickly. So this new project, what motivates me is it started from the community. For several years, I've been talking about food sovereignty in my community and how to feed our people. So they want local produce, but nobody was there to undertake this. So they want to get agriculture going again in the area. So that's where the training center in New Brunswick and Saint Isidore appeared. This is market gardening training. Our mission is to support creation, development of new small-scale farms in New Brunswick by providing quality market gardening training and professional support and development programs for farmers. Our vision is to contribute to the food resilience and economic development of the communities by reviving local, environmentally friendly agriculture in the rural regions of New Brunswick. So it'll be a model farm for Maritime region, a farm school that combines theory, practice, and it will be a farm that's designed to be functional. It's a reproducible agricultural model. So they can modify it out the project. This is one of the farmland, a future setup. Also, market garden on 3 acres, about 10 acres here. So we're going to keep some location for future experiments, permaculture, different times. But right now we'll focus more on the produce. So it's a career path, more than just training. We want to offer personalized support for the agricultural adventure. First year will be 1 year of training, theory and practice, to give them all the tools to start their production or manage market gardening. Second year will be if people have never worked on a farm before, one season's not enough. So they should do at least 2 seasons before starting their own production. And the last step will be mentoring. So each year we'll have a cohort with existing farmers and those students coming out of the course. We want to offer personalized support to launch their farm. So for 1 year, they'll have access to a bank of hours of expertise to support their project and different trainings once a month to train them on specific topics determined on the needs of the cohort. Also, we'll have continuing education and workshops. So we'll for established farm, but if they want to add, if they want to produce in the greenhouse, they could do for 1 week and learn how to produce in greenhouse. However, as you saw, the list of challenges, more challenges, not just lack of training. So, with our municipal partners, entrepreneurs in here, we plan to offer training to support the new generation of farmers. And with Valores, so value-added products, this is one institution for people who want to develop value-added, so it would cost too much for them to develop, so Valores will help them. So also startup funds and access to land. So that starting fund and access to land, the training center could be based on a non-profit system. So the profits will help us to set up that startup fund. So people come out of training and they'll have a solid business plan. They will have access to a startup fund because we know farming takes a lot of funds to get started, and also access to land. Thanks to our municipal partners, we hope that other municipalities than Ottawa join us, and it's a good start nonetheless. The municipality has set land set aside for those who want to get started. When we have enough farmers, when you have a critical mass to develop a distribution center, so why should they have to wear all the hats as a farmer? So the marketing and distribution. So whereas if we unite to sell our products, we could easily distribute them and sell them to more people. So I changed
because I want to be sure everybody understand that, because Charlie really inspired me yesterday. And I realized how, to a certain point, I was like, how those project is happening and why it's happening to me. Like, I'm like, I know I'm easy to talk to and whatever, but I'm like, why? And I realize is I just got out there and talk about it and shared our needs as a farmer. And I had a plan. I was talking to people, to the municipality and everybody in my community. And like, I want to do that. How you can help me to make that dream a reality. And I always dream big. It's at the beginning, when I started my farm, my vision was I want to feed New Brunswick with my farm. And the thing is, I realized quickly that I cannot like produce every vegetable for the province. Like it would be crazy, but I can train and help other farms start. And as a community, we can feed everyone. And after Charlie's talk, after Charlie's talk, I'm like, why I'm limiting myself to New Brunswick? So basically, I'm like, I'm in a full with a full room full of leaders, agricultural leaders across the country. So I'm like, there's my call to action. Like, if you want to start a project close to mine, like the farm school, the land access, or anything, call me. Let's chat. Let's work together. And we could develop a partnership, or we could help you develop your project in your region, because I feel we need projects like that everywhere. Like Charlie said, like there's a good momentum for buying Canadian right now, and we should take it. We should take the opportunity. And also, with my question yesterday, I was like, why wait for the government to do something? Oh, okay, but who's for me? So yeah, we'll have time to chat, but I've blown my 20 minutes. But you have my contact. I'm gonna be here until tomorrow. So if you want to chat about it and we could work together, just come see me. Thank you, everyone.